How you going, guys? Jono here from Optimal Conditioning. Starting a new segment I like to call The Mo That Knows. So here's my Mo and he thinks he knows. So what is the show? The show will be talking about, fitness and other things like that. If people do have questions, they can ask the Mo. The Mo will attempt to answer them, of course. But first, let's give a bit of history about the moustache and why I have it. So everyone's been asking me, Jono, why have you got the moustache? November is over. Do you know what day it is? And to answer that, I actually come from a long line of moustaches. So my father, James Alcock, as you can see here, has a very thick, powerful moustache. Unfortunately, I don't have quite as good a moustache as him, but I do try. And then also my grandfather, as you can see here, he has a fantastic moustache as well. So it is more about the heritage by the moustache. I didn't choose the moustache chose me. So that's the reason I have it. So that's done. All the Mexican jokes can stop because I'm not Mexican. But that's alright. So each week we'll be trying to talk about different topics. So of course, if you have questions or want to know something in particular, you can definitely ask the moustache. He will endeavour to find out all of your queries and points. So the first week we'll of course be talking about myself because you haven't asked any questions yet. So let's talk about my first year as a personal trainer. So I've done a fair few different things. So in that time I worked at Ultra CrossFit as a CrossFit coach while I was studying. That was quite helpful to sort of learn how to control upwards of 15 people at once by yourself. Obviously very demanding. They're trying to do CrossFit moves that can be quite explosive, so have to keep an eye out and make sure you give the cues and all of that. So that's quite challenging. So then I finished studying, then moved over to Woolloongabba and worked with a good friend, Pete Kwan, at Kwani's gym. Him and his brother Trav, they own that out there. So very, very good small gym, very tight community, which was fantastic. I really did like that community feel. Unfortunately, it was a bit of a trek from myself, so I had the opportunity to move to Genesis Windsor and snap that one up real quick. So I've been there since January this year. I've done really well. I've built up a pretty good client base. So I'm pretty happy with it. Had 2 winners in the Your New Beginnings 12-week challenge. So that's always fantastic, makes me feel pretty good, must be doing something right, which is great. So what I've learnt, I've tried to invest a lot of my time and money into courses and then also just researching a lot. So I've tried to delve a bit deeper than just your certificate 3 and 4, had the advantage of leaving the army with a bit of money. So I was able to invest that towards those kind of things. So that really did help. So I think I've got a pretty good knowledge. Some people may take a bit longer to sort of do those courses because they want to spread them out. I was lucky enough to smash them out pretty quick. So some of the big courses that I've done are the mentoringship from Atlas Sports Conditioning. I actually now train with Tristan, or he personal trains me. His course was fantastic. I've been able to also do it again online, help him film that as well, being behind the camera instead of in front, and he was in front of it. And that was great because that was a lot of rehab stuff. So that really interested me. Having several injuries in the military, including a shoulder and a back injury, I got to appreciate the body and learn a lot more about it and sort of see how it works and then try and learn that so I can then help other people. That was the main goal with that. So that's what I learned from that, which is a fantastic course. And then from there, I did the Master Functional Trainer course with Atlas Sports and Conditioning. Started with battle ropes, power bags, mobility, then kettlebells level 1 and 2, and then the suspension course. So 6 courses in one, so very jam-packed. And I've thoroughly enjoyed those courses. Dan and Tarek, they are absolute guns. They really know what they're doing there with those kettlebells and the suspension training, the power bags, the battle ropes. I've really appreciated that, and they've helped me a lot with my new business model, which is more towards semi-private, but we'll go into that another time. So that's some of the courses that I've done. I've also done CrossFit Level 1, of course, working at Ultra CrossFit, CrossFit Gymnastics and CrossFit Mobility, and then also Functional Patterns Level 1 with Naudi. He's an American guy, so he came over, went down to Bondi. Very interesting course. Learned a lot there, a lot of myofascial release techniques. I find that quite interesting. And then also ways to help people stretch, release muscles, and then activate dormant muscles. Very, very interesting course. Very different to the normal sort of Australian course. And on that sort of, what have I learnt about the industry? The industry is interesting, let's just say that, interesting. Some people are out there just for themselves to make some money. I think it's, unfortunately, we have a lot of RTOs, and so we have a lot of personal trainers out there. So, you know, we're quite saturated. So, you know, me being quite young and only been doing it for just over a year now, people think, you know, how does he know so much? He can't surely know that much because he's quite young. He's only been doing it for a little bit. And it's hard to sort of educate people on that. And that's one thing I really strive to get across is education and trying to teach people. So one thing you'll learn about me, and I'm sure my clients will definitely back you up on this, is that I like to talk. I like to talk a lot. That's why I'm making videos. And trying to teach people whatever I can. So I try to teach my clients a lot of stuff. I try to talk to them a lot. Some trainers may think I just talk a lot, but I try not to as much as I can, and try to make it as relevant as possible. I try and talk about what we're actually doing, what we're trying to activate, where we should feel it, and then why we should feel it there, and why we're doing what we're doing, instead of just give me 10 reps of this exercise, please. And then, you know, just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, done, sweet. How was your weekend? Of course, I do ask all of those questions, get to know my clients quite well, and I think that's one thing I do quite well. I know them quite well. I, you know, socialise with them outside, doing sporting events like mountain biking and road cycling with them, you know, so I do find that quite useful. And then that helps with perceived value. Then it makes me seem a lot more like an expert, which of course I think I am, and then it does come across that way, which is also quite helpful. And that's another thing, perceived value. You know, a lot of people don't really see the value in a personal trainer until you can sort of show them that. A lot of people think that fitness, they can kind of do it themselves, or they have to be at a certain level before they get a trainer. I would honestly say it's the other way around. It's more important to get a personal trainer first, and then get then once you've got the personal trainer to help you with those basic movements, you can go from there, and that can really help. That's just my 2 cents. So that's the industry on a whole, is what I think. Of course, other trainers will have different experiences. This is just my experience. So, you know, if other trainers have a different experience, please share it with me and share it with all my viewers. So that's, I think, the Mo's No's for this week. I will endeavour to make them weekly, but as usual, I don't like to promise, just in case. It's coming up to Christmas. I might get a bit lazy, let's not lie. You know, I might be out doing other stuff. Let's just put it that way. So this has been Jono from Optimal Conditioning with the Mo No's. Thanks, guys.